I heard that you want to become a runner in 2026. I said the same exact thing in 2024, and now in 2025 I can officially call myself a runner. In 2025 I ran 5 half marathons and 2 full marathons. Let me be the first person to tell you that I am not naturally athletic whatsoever. The first time I decided to run was literally a year ago. I put on my shoes and I went for a run, and I took, I think it was almost 17 minutes to run 1 mile. And now my average pace is around 11 minutes a mile, which is a huge improvement within just 1 year. Honestly, I feel like I made every single mistake I could have, but because of that, that means that I can help you guys so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. Really quickly before we start this video, I want to say that I am not a fitness coach whatsoever or a running coach. This is just my personal experience and my tips that I think I can give you guys in order to help you make this a more enjoyable experience. But take everything I say with a grain of salt, because at the end of the day, I'm not a personal trainer. I'm just someone who has a passion for running and wants to help others get into it as well. If becoming a runner is your New Year's resolution for 2026, you are in the right place. For Vlogmas Day 6, I'm going to spill all my secrets and tell you guys everything you need to do so you can become a runner just in time for the new year. We're going to prepare now so that you are ready to go in 2026. Let's get into it. First thing you need to do is you really need to ask yourself, why do I want to run? Is it because it's your bucket list to run a marathon one day? Is it because you want to lose weight? Is it because you just love the running community? What is your reason and what is your why? It's really important to figure out why you're doing it, because I'm going to be honest, running is not for everybody. There's so many different workouts out there. Some people love weight training, some people love Pilates, and some people love running. For example, I run, but I hate weight training. I'm trying to love it. I'm trying really hard. I go to the gym, I try to still lift weights, but it's hard for me to find that passion and discipline in weight training compared to running. That's why finding out your why is extremely important in this process. Next thing you need to do is you need to get a good pair of running shoes. Your running shoes is going to be the most crucial part of your running journey. If you have bad running shoes, you are going to hate your run, you are going to injure yourself, and you are never going to want to run ever again. When I started getting into running, I bought a pair of running shoes from Nike that was on sale. I think it was like $40. They were having an insane sale because they were discontinuing this shoe model. Let me tell you, when I put it on, my feet were so uncomfortable, but I did wear that for the first, I want to say 4 months of my running journey. It was not pleasant at all. My suggestion to you is to go to a running store and get your feet fitted. I go to Fleet Feet. They literally scan your foot. That way they could find the perfect shoe for you. And it's crazy how far technology has gone, because genuinely, I love my shoes so much. I even have a second pair of them. I wear the New Balance 1080s, but again, just because I love them doesn't mean that you will. So go out there, do your research on what shoe you think would work best for you. The biggest tip I can give you is you put on your fitted running shoes, you go outside and you start running. Just like that, you are a runner. There's so much stigma around running, and I feel like the running community can use a lot of improvement. Most people in the running community are very, very nice and supportive, but of course you're gonna get your couple of runners out there. Even sometimes I'm on TikTok and people are saying that an 11-minute pace is not running, it's walking, which, I mean, I'm definitely running. My legs are moving pretty speedy for me. You cannot let whatever outside noise get to you. You are on your own journey, and if you know your why, you keep running for that reason. You're not running for anybody else except for yourself. If you're starting from the beginning just like me, where you literally cannot run 1 block without stopping, I know how you feel, because that was me a year ago. Something I did that helped me was run walk intervals, and there is zero shame in walking. What I would do is I would jog 50% and I would walk 50%. So my house, let's say it was like a square where the block is, right? I would walk from one end of the block to the other. Then I would slowly jog, not a sprint. We are not sprinting. I would jog from this end to this end, take a breather, cool down my heart rate as we walk down to this corner, and then same thing, we're going to slowly jog back to this corner where we started, and we are going to repeat that, or we will not repeat that. If you are winded after doing that square, then you can stop there and pick it up again tomorrow. The most important thing that you need to know when you're just starting out as a runner and you can't run a mile without stopping is you need to keep your heart rate down. I suggest having a fitness watch. I started with Apple Watch and now I use a Garmin. If you don't have a watch and maybe you cannot get a watch at the moment, that's totally okay too. Just use your feeling. When I tell my friends about this, I always say a good way to gauge if your heart rate is too high is if you're running with your mouth open and like then you need to slow down or do a little bit more walking. If you can run with your mouth closed, breathing through your nose only, you are in a good, safe, slow range. A lot of mistakes that new runners make is that they go way too fast in the beginning. And I was like this too. I thought that running was a sprint, which it's not. If you jog, that's also considered running too. And jogging actually helps you run further and it helps with your endurance because you're in zone 2. So your heart rate is not pumping so hard. You're still able to breathe properly and you're still able to have a conversation as you jog or run. And that is the best speed to go when you're practicing. Even during your training plans, when you're training for a marathon, it's suggested to run, I think like 80% of your runs in zone 2. So in that slow jogging pace, which for some people, it's even like walking. And that's okay because the more you do it, the faster you can get later on. So doing this run walk interval will build your endurance without burning yourself out or injuring yourself. The next tip I can give you is do not worry about pace. Instead, worry about the time that you are on your feet. In other words, instead of saying, oh, I'm going to run a mile today, maybe say, I'm going to run 10 minutes today. Maybe it's half a mile. Maybe it's a mile. Maybe it's a mile and a half. I don't know how fast you're gonna go, but instead use that time instead of distance and pace. You want to build consistency before you worry about your time. So say your schedule is running 3 times a week for 10 minutes each day. At the end of the day, we all are working and we're busy. Some of us have kids, some of us have family we need to take care of. It's hard to even find time to be able to run that far in the first place. So just taking 10-15 minutes out of your day to run 2, 3, 4 times a week, that's more than enough to start. It's all about showing up and just getting your body to move and getting your body used to moving. Consistency is what will make you a runner way before your speed or how far you go does. If you're running and you cannot talk while you run, you need to slow down. You're going way too fast. You're not slow enough unless you can hold a conversation. And a lot of the times I run by myself, so what I do is I literally sing. It sounds crazy, but I will sing as I run. Thankfully, I live in New York City, so nobody looks at me twice because they're used to this stuff. I will sing out loud to make sure that I can still speak while I run. Unless you're running a race or trying to PR or something, running should never be painful. For a lot of people, running is an escape. And if you push yourself too hard, especially in the beginning, it's no longer going to feel like that. And you're gonna wanna give up and you're gonna burn yourself out and you're never gonna run again. The next tip I have for you guys is strength training and stretching. As much as I hate strength training, I'm trying to get into it because strong legs and a strong body means a strong runner. Strength training, believe it or not, actually helps prevent injury when you run. There's a lot of impact on your feet, on your ankle, on your joints, on your knees when you run, every time your foot hits the ground. So by strength training and strengthening your legs and the joints in your leg will help prevent shin splints, knee injuries, joint issues, and overall it'll just make running feel a lot easier. So I know I said a lot, but realistically, I was very inconsistent with my training until probably the first 3 months after I said I was gonna start to run. What really got me to train and run consistently was signing up for a race. I signed up for a race well before I was ready to even run it. But I knew because I wasn't prepared that I had to force myself to start training to prepare for it. Otherwise, I'm gonna get injured and I'm never gonna be able to run again. So let's say you wanna start running now, December, January. Pick a race in the springtime, maybe like April, a 5K. Sign up for a 5K. It's 3 miles. That's more than enough time to train if you start now. That way, the race will push you to really be consistent with your training because you don't wanna get out there on the race and not cross the finish line. At least that's what my mindset was. So I really got on it and that's when I started taking my training seriously. And now it's kind of a habit. Every time I finish a race, immediately after or even sometimes before I finish that race, I will sign up for another one in a couple of months. That way I never lose my progress and I'm constantly running and I'm constantly training. When I ran my first half marathon, I used Runna. You guys can use this code to try Runna for free. I am not sponsored, by the way. They don't even know I exist. However, I do have a code, so if you guys would like to use it, you can use it. You're more than welcome to use it. Runna really helped me. It tells you the effort you should be running at. It tells you the distance. It tells you the amount of time you need to be on your feet. Depending on how you run, it will literally adjust your running plan for you. Now I'm kind of dabbling into Garmin's running plan and Endorphin's running plan. I haven't used either of those enough to say if I love it or hate it yet. So far, I've really intensely used runner and I really do love it. But I do want to try other running plans to see how they compare, which is why I'm not using runner for now, but that doesn't mean I won't go back to them. Having a running plan will definitely help. It's basically like having online personal trainer right at your fingertips. Last thing I'm going to say, there's a lot more I need to say, but this video is going to get way too long. So last thing I will say for this video is make sure you're fueling your body properly. When you start running, your body is going to burn through glycogen like no other. You may need to up your carb intake. Make sure you have a lot of protein. Make sure you're drinking lots of water and drink a lot of electrolytes. If you're a heavy sweater, you may even need some salt tablets, which I love taking during my runs. It tastes like candy to me. When you do sign up for that race though, tell everybody you know, because then you can't back out. I feel like for a lot of people, it's easy to tell yourself you're gonna do something and then back out. But if you tell somebody else that you're gonna do something or that you'll do something for them, it gives you more of an obligation almost, which sounds horrible because that's not the way you should be. You should always prioritize yourself. I told every single person I knew that, hey, I'm running this half marathon, I'm running this half marathon, I'm running this half marathon. And now in my head, I'm like, I really have to run this half marathon because I cannot let these people down. Okay, you guys, that is everything for today's video. Thank you so much for watching Vlogmas Day 6. If you want to become a runner, now is literally the perfect time. Start preparing yourself, start getting some good running shoes, start researching what electrolytes you like and how you would like to feel your body. That way, by the time January comes, you are ready to start your running journey. And honestly, you can even start before January. Why wait? If you're ready now, put on some running shoes and get out there. This was the stats from my first ever run, which is insane to me, and this is my stats now. The amount of progress you can make in 1 year is crazy, but you really need to be consistent. So what I would tell you is that you can do anything for 30 days. Try running for 30 days, 1 month. Run 3 times a week, maybe even 2 times a week for 1 month. But whatever you do, you must stick to that plan. I believe in you guys. You can do it, whatever you put your mind to. If I can do it as someone who was basically running at what most people call a walking pace, I don't know, I felt like I was running at the time. Like, if I can do it, you guys can do it and you can get there. Remember that progress is never linear. You're not gonna get faster or run longer every single day. Some days you may not feel as good and you may need to run half a mile less than you did the day before or run a little slower, and that's okay. Progress is not linear. You guys got this. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next Vlogmas video. Bye!